ये ठीक बात है कि ये दिन उस दिनों से भी अच्छे हैं। क्यों? कि कमाई इसमें करते हैं। वो तो खाएंगे, खाते 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 फूट जाएगा। यहाँ तो भरते हैं ना, तो इधर तो भरते रहते हैं, तो भरने के दिन अच्छे है ना। और यहाँ हमको बाप का संग मिलता है, उसके साथ ये हम अपना सौभाग्य बनाते हैं। तो ये सौभाग्य बनाने के पीछे तो सौभाग्य की प्रारब्ध पाएंगे। 16 कला से फिर 16 कला कमती पढ़ते पढ़ते 14 कला होते जाएंगे। तो वो तो हुआ खाते खाते रहना, और ये है अकाउंट में जमा करते रहना। तो ये जमा के दिन अच्छे हैं, जो हम अकाउंट में डालते भरपूर होते जाते हैं, और बाप के संग के दिन है। तो ये दिन बहुत मीठे हैं जो अभी गुजर रहे हैं, उसमें भी अभी के प्रेजेंट। क्यों? कि कमाई के दिन में भी, इस संगम में भी ये टाइम कमाई का है। संगम का सारा टाइम भी आगे चल कर तो विनाश का जब चलेंगी तो उसी टाइम थोड़ी बैठ के ऐसे सुन सकेंगे, कमाई कर सकेंगे, नहीं। कमाई का ये अभी का टाइम है, ये जो बीच का थोड़ा टाइम है, इसी में हम ये कमाई कर सक रहे हैं। इनके बाद दिन और भी खराब होते जाएंगे, जिसमें हम बैठ कर करके ऐसे सुने करे, मुश्किल पड़ता जाएगा। तो ये सभी बातें समझने की हैं, और इसमें ये अभी प्रेजेंट हमारा एक एक दिन जो बीतता जा रहा है, ये सब सुहावने दिन है। संगम में भी ये सुहावने दिन है। क्यों? कमाई के दिन है। पीछे आगे चल कर करके कमाई नहीं होगी, फिर जो अपना स्टॉक अभी जमा रखा ना, तो उसी टाइम पर भी उसी से काम लेना पड़ेगा ना। जितनी जितनी जिसकी धारणा होंगी, तो उस धारणा को फिर उसमें लगाना पड़ेगा, जितनी ताकत होंगी। तो ताकत तो अभी जमा करते हो नहीं, तो ये दिन संगम में भी अभी के दिन प्रेजेंट, तो उसी दिनों में जिसमें हम ये ऐसे कमाई करने को कर रहे हैं। तो ऐसे संगम के सुहावने दिनों को होते नहीं रहना, ध्यान रखना है। जब कहते हो कि नहीं, ये वहाँ प्रारब्ध से भी ये दिन अच्छे हैं, तो इस दिन से हम इतनी कमाई करते हैं। और गाते भी ऐसे शास्त्रों में भी है कि भाई देवताएं भी इच्छा करते थे मनुष्य जन्म की, परंतु देवताएं क्यों मनुष्य जन्म की इच्छा करते थे? ये कहने की है, ऐसे नहीं हम वहाँ कोई इच्छा करेंगे इसकी। हमको तो याद भी नहीं होगा कि हम ऐसे थे, ये ऐसा प्राप्त किया, डिटेल तो नहीं होगा ना। कोई अच्छे कर्म किया, जैसे कॉमन होता है कि मैंने अच्छा कर्म किए हैं तब तक फल पाया है। परंतु ये अभी तो जानते हैं ना, ये अभी का अंतिम जन्म, इसमें हम बाप के द्वारा कैसे ये अपना सुहावना दिन बिताया, अर्थात ये अपना प्रारब्ध ऊंची पाई, इस दिनों की वो भी इच्छा रखते हैं। तो इस मनुष्य जन्म की ये अंतिम
से करे हम शुक्रिया, हम तेरे उपकार का प्यार देकर अर्थ समझाया है सच्चे प्यार का। कैसे करे हम शुक्रिया, हम तेरे उपकार का।
Om Shanti. Be a karma yogi, a lotus flower. Just as soul and body perform actions while being combined, in the same way, let karma and yoga be combined. While performing actions, do not forget to have remembrance, and while staying in remembrance, do not forget to perform actions. Your title is a karma yogi. Those who stay in remembrance while performing actions always remain detached and loving. They will remain light and will not experience a burden in any action. A karma yogi, in other words, is called a lotus flower. It cannot be touched by any rubbish, that is, by any vibrations of Maya. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today's day 18. Be a karma yogi. Today's topic, a lotus flower. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. How many of you have seen lotus flower? Raise your hands. Yeah, you might have to go to Caribbean. Are they common in India also, lotus flowers? Especially if you go to Kashmir, where there is a valley. So in the valley, generally the water gets, it doesn't flow. It's like a pond. And lotus flower is always in the pond. And pond is more like a still water. It doesn't really flow. So because of that, there is lot of leaves and not very clean water. Actually, the pond is like, generally, even our Didi Mohini used to say, are you river, are you pond, are you? So rivers flow. So when they flow, they carry all rubbish and then it's very, very clean, but pond is not. So it's so interesting that today we live in the world which is really a pond, where the thoughts get stuck, people get stuck with situation, always like doesn't move. Sometimes you feel, okay, something happened day before yesterday. Move forward. Why you are just getting stuck, no? So the nature of being a pond. But then, okay, we are in the pond, but still Baba inspires us, Baba teaches us, and what we become actually in this pond also is a beautiful flower, which is very, very detached, but also very, very lovely. And detached also is not much, no? I think you all remember once we were talking about like rosary, how they are very, very connected, but also don't touch each other. So same is that lotus is in the water, but is not touched by water. Nor lotus touches, nor water touches lotus. So it's such a beautiful stage. And of course, if we pay attention, then for 2 days, Baba had been talking about karmatit and karma yogi. It's very interesting connection of, I find now so easy to understand what is being karmatit. That you are in after doing actions, or even if you have to do actions, your intellect is not pulled towards the action. It's done, it's done. We have to do, yes, we will do at the right time. Not that intellect keep pulling towards that. That means you are not in the bondage of action. So we have to do actions, but not in bondage. We have to do action, but Baba says very detached and lovely. Right? So it's very interesting point in the Murli also, that let's say there is fire, there is destruction happening, what you have to give, power of peace. But then also, what is the need of that soul? You have to fulfill that. So it's very interesting that what anything needs love, needs water, whatever soul needs must be given at that time. So I was thinking we have to be prepared for that time, right? Baba says whole world will be on fire. And that's happening actually. In India, it's very, very hot. Very hot. Lot of sand and lot of heat waves are there. And then some states, there's so much rain, the flooding is happening. So the elements are really disorderly and tamoguni. They function out of season whenever in whatever way. So today Baba is comparing each one of us as a karma yogi to be a lotus flower. Colors are also very beautiful, no? Pink color, little bit violet, little bit white, and very beautiful colors. So Baba was saying, lovely and detached. Or if you are detached, you will be lovely. Depends, right? Some could be detached, not lovely. But if you are lovely, you also have to be detached. What Baba says, nyara and pyara. Unaffected. Unaffected by the vibrations. Before was unaffected by words or atmosphere. Just even vibrations could pull you down and bring you up. Depends. So pay attention to your stage, and Baba says as soul cannot function on its own, body cannot function on its own. It's only when they are combined that you can do actions, right? In the same way, Baba said yoga and karma should be combined. That is remembrance of Baba. Many times we sit in remembrance and think of karmas, actions, right? Oh, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do that. Right? It does happen. And sometimes we forget Baba while doing actions. But karma yogi means that while doing actions, remember Baba. And in remembrance, intellect shouldn't be pulled anywhere. And because you are not affected by the vibrations, vibrations are so subtle, but it influences a lot. Means it's very powerful. It affects us. But Baba said, no, that is like what Baba said is what we call it, teacher, what it is, muddy water or mud. So Baba said the vibrations are like mud, and those vibrations shouldn't touch you. Sometimes the mood goes up and down. Energy level goes up and down. And it's not you are thinking anything. But it seems like when you have cool breeze, you feel very pleasant. But suddenly there is hot waves, you don't feel good. Vibrations are like breeze. And then it's not I am going to regulate it the way I want. I cannot because they are there. Like heat waves are there, cold waves are there. You can't regulate them, right? But then you remain beyond that, you remain not affected by that. So Baba is saying that remain detached, lovely, but also not have any burden. As soon as you find something is of concern and something is bothering you, something you are thinking a lot, it's a heaviness, right? Burden. And Baba says, no, there shouldn't be even any burden. You should remain very light. The lotus flower really is very light, even lighter than many other flowers. The petals are very gentle. And it's a very light flower. So it's very beautiful. Baba is giving us blessing actually. Karma Yogi is a lotus flower. A lotus flower is lovely, is detached and very light, not affected by any kind of rubbish. So remains very beautiful also, light and beautiful. So Baba's every child is lotus flower. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Didi.
Hello, Shrin.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
One of the things I was really appreciating what you were sharing was how the lotus flower is, the gentleness and the lightness. And I was thinking of flower, right? Any flower. I mean, we think, oh, lotus is better, but if you really think about it, any flower, it gives, just by its presence, it's doing so much service. Just by the way it looks, the color, the petals, everything is just doing so much service. So I was thinking about that, and also thinking about what Baba was saying today about jasmine, moti, and how much service moti does too, with the fragrance and everything.
Moti, what it is called? Jasmine.
Jasmine. Jasmine.
Moti.
I had a question for you. Several questions from the Murli, but let me start with a question from the Yogyukt signal. Baba is saying that while walking and moving around, while doing action, you should be having remembrance. And I have never really been successful in that. I'm always having to sit down and have remembrance, or stop for traffic control and have remembrance. How do we do this? How do we do action? And especially the more complicated the action, the less remembrance I have.
Let's say you're making toli or bhog or doing class or anything. Whose task is that? Papa's task. So remembrance is either during day, what did Baba say about action? What did Baba say I should be? What did Baba say I am? When these thoughts, reflections of this kind is actually remembrance, or they always say that if you are cooking, you always know, let's say we are coming to temple and you are cooking, you will know that Sister Mohini is coming, others are coming, right? So remembrance is really merged into every action. For whom are you doing that? Anything you do, you will remember that person, right?
That's a good point.
You're preparing anything and you say, oh, even simple things like cleaning or bed. Oh, this is this one's bed, I have to prepare. So in a very subtle way, that remembrance is there. So it's Baba's task. I am doing for Baba. Because I am doing for Baba, I am Baba's child. I have to do it very nicely, clean. So a lot of qualities will emerge. And that is called remembrance while doing actions. And of course, when there is traffic control, you can pause, stop, and then remember. But that is another thing. But while doing actions, if you really notice, there is subtle remembrance.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're absolutely right. Like if I am cooking, I know how many people I'm cooking for, who I'm cooking for, all of those things. Absolutely.
Didi Mohini always used to give us example that if a wife is cooking for husband, cooking for children, while cooking all the time she thinks, so that is why we also have to pay attention if my intellect is going anywhere else, so there is something there wrong. It's not right. Generally, it should be you remember for whom you're doing. So the quality of action, everything depends on that,
Right. That's a good point. One of the things that Baba said today in the Murli was that about virtues and divine virtues. What's the difference between virtue and divine virtue?
No, purity plus virtue, is the divine virtue. Because we are becoming deities, so there is purity, and then there are virtues. So they are divine virtues. Like our being peaceful is different by the Lokic people being peaceful, They might think, oh, I don't have thoughts, so I'm very peaceful. Or I got fresh breeze today, so I'm very peaceful. But our peace is a very deep, pure feelings where soul is in the original self, because peace is the original religion, original self, the quality of the self. So it's pure, the purity and then virtues, which generally are not common in the world, right? People put
Right.
a lot of patience, but our patience is different than Lokic people. Every virtue actually.
Because we do know, all of us know people who are virtuous in the world and they don't have Baba. They have a lot of words. Some of them have a lot of virtues, but it's
Also,
not the same virtue.
also purity,
Yes, purity. Yeah,
Purity is the main thing.
purity.
Mm.
So is that why we say deities have divine virtues, because they have first purity? Or divine virtues are they only in the golden age, or can we have divine virtues now too?
No, now be inculcating, no?
Uh-huh.
Then in golden age will be natural.
Right.
That if we don't have, generally we use word godly virtues first. That means
Okay.
Baba as the ocean and I am the embodiment, so godly virtues. And then from there it's divine virtues.
Mm-hmm. So they're virtues which everyone has. Then we, in the confluence age, have godly virtues, and then in the golden age, they have divine virtues.
From here onwards of confluence age, we imbibe them, and then we have in golden age, right? We won't imbibe in golden age.
Right.
Golden age, they are very natural, right? Here we have to make effort.
Yes. Yeah, golden age. Somehow I've been thinking a lot about the golden age, the culture of the golden age. I'm actually thinking about culture of angels, and I'm thinking of the culture of the golden age. Like when we say culture, like when we say culture in the US, right? There's a culture of the US. And then there's a culture of different segments of people in the US. Like there's a culture of Indians in the US, there's a culture of Hispanics in the US, like that, right? They have their own language, their own thing. So I've been thinking about the golden age, about the culture of the golden age. Talk
Many
to us.
things, yeah. Many things, how we wake up in the morning, what we do in the morning, then what breakfast is the tradition, that's part of the culture. And then what we do few hours during day, administration or, and so everything what we do is culture, right?
Right.
And everything is divine. Few things are different, like I think in golden age we will have more fruits, right? lot of fruits, not all the time food, but so it's like getting up, doing what we have to do, and in the evening when we go out, or there are a lot of visits every night, we will visit one family or one kingdom. So every evening, yeah,
Isn't
that,
that fun?
that's a culture. No, because
Right.
what it's not we will sit whole day. What to do? Nothing. You know,
Definitely we should
we
dance.
will we will do something or other. And someone asked Baba if Sri Krishna will go to school or university. No, not university, but Baba said basic administration somewhere has to be taught. And so it's like a divine culture, very civilized, very respectful. The way we will talk to each other, lot of respect, in our speaking, and that's divine culture, right? So at present now, I find with Dadis that as we grow mature and more spiritual, our language is very, very decent and respectful, and the words which we use are very elegant. So we are going into that culture now.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think we eat for breakfast? Mostly fruit?
There will be nuts also, fruits,
Okay.
fruits and
Fruits and
nuts.
nuts.
Because if
Nothing
you
cooked.
eat in the morning, then you feel drowsy, right? And
Right.
you feel very sleepy. Now I'm looking that I have 3 sisters sitting here, Mataji, 2 other sisters, and they are very disciplined in eating, very disciplined. And because of that, they are also very healthy. They don't sleep much. They don't, so I think that some kind of divine discipline it will be natural because your body don't take it, and
Mm-hmm.
then you will not be working so much that you are hungry. There will
Right.
not, we will not be doing much, Here, because you go up and down, keep running, keep doing, so still you feel like eating something.
Right. And
And then
also we won't
every
put on too much
every
weight.
every palace every palace will have trees of fruits and lot of apples, lot of mango, lot of nice fruits will be there. In
So
your
will it be
own
seasonal?
garden, right?
The fruit, will it be seasonal? Like, will we get mango all the time or only in the summer?
If there are season, it will be seasoning. But Baba said there will be just spring there. So that means there will be only one fruit, in common fruit only here. But
Mm,
otherwise, of course, because season also gives the color and also nutrition of that kind which is required, like vitamin C required, it's oranges. So it's only in summer you get oranges, or in winter you get orange. Whenever whatever is required by the body, the elements provides us. And that
mm.
is why it is always good to eat seasonal fruits than off season. But as I said, there is only one season, no extreme season of cold and heat. There are some places in India, everywhere, where
Everywhere.
weather is not extreme.
Right, right. Like even in the US, there are some places where weather is not extreme.
Yeah, so the cultivation, agriculture, everything it depends on the climate, right?
Mm.
So whatever is the climate, you get that. Like when you go to Kashmir, they have almonds, they have walnuts fresh, then they have a lot of apples and they have pear. You go to California, there's so much cherry and so much peaches and plums. So everywhere is little different. The colors are different, taste is different, right?
Right, absolutely.
There will be
Um,
abundance. Yeah.
abundance, yes, abundance. One of the things I've been thinking a lot about, Didi, is that we have so much wealth even now. We have abundance even so much now. Like what we didn't have, let's say 50 years ago, 100 years ago, we have now. Like let's say a hot shower. We didn't have like just hot water coming out whenever, take a shower. And so I feel like these blessings that we have, even at the confluence age, are so abundant. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful to really keep just counting that wealth we have.
Yeah.
Um, one of the questions I was thinking when you were sharing is about feeling the pulse. You were saying that, when at time of destruction, we need to understand what people need. How do you feel the pulse? Like, is there a method that I can use to say, okay, I use this method and I can feel what this person needs?
And what is needed at that time is support and sympathy. That definitely is there. And then there are two types of needs. One is emotional, another is physical. Sometimes people just need help them to be out of fear. Nothing is going to happen. You are safe. You will be okay. Remind some of God, and so emotional needs, like they feel supported. And other is that maybe person is very thirsty, person is very hungry, or physically require a hand to lift the person. So we have to look at and see what is the need, and based on that, help that person. And then the fire, what is happening? Yeah, doesn't feel scared of that.
Right, right. So we can't go wrong by just first providing support and compassion and sympathy. That's forgiven. But let's say they need us to say something, like something from Baba's knowledge that will touch them, that will calm them. How do we know what they need? How do you know? How
No,
do you just
I
connect
think
with Baba and
at that time the vibrations will be such that whatever you will say is the need of that soul. You have to say, oh, let me churn now. Let me say which quality of Baba I should say. You will automatically feel, oh, God is the savior. God is protecting us. It will come out very naturally, I feel. I have noticed that lot many times.
so we have to trust. We have to trust Baba, trust drama, trust our own purity that everything will flow.
It does. It does. Because I know a few times at the airports, Bhumi and myself, in certain situations, one time fire alarm was on in London. 2 hours you have to be wherever you are. So there were many people, they just wanted you say hello to them, talk to them, even you're not moving, or do you need anything, because we always have food. So there is always, it emerges. Once you have compassion and sympathy, you will know the needs of the people and you will be able to fulfill it.
Okay.
Some people are very lost at that time, so when you talk to them, just talking to them can give them a lot of support.
One last question from Sunday's Murli. What is your takeaway from the Yogyukt Murli?
Companion and company, when you think, are two different words. But you could see people can be companions, like partners, but they never spend time with each other. They're never there for time of need. That means there is no company. You understand? But with Baba,
Yes. What you're
he's
saying.
companion. Baba is companion, and he's available anytime. You just feel even little bit lonely or something, Baba is there, which doesn't happen in human relationship. They could be companions, but not company. So I was kind of seeing that how Baba is our companion and also in company. I in company of Baba, Baba in my company.
Right.
Because we
That's
feel,
such an important distinction you're making, Didi.
yeah. I thought a lot and I immediately realized, because I see some companions, but not in company of each other. They are just companion for namesake. Because maybe they don't know or whatever reason, but they're not in company.
Right. You're a blessing, Didi. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you. And now let's remember Baba. We'll take the stay from Didi, and tomorrow Wednesday, so we'll follow regular schedule from Amritvela. And in the afternoon, 5 to 5:15, awake the children Malay class. And in the evening, 6 o'clock, will Bhakti start, and followed by Hindi series and English series. So now, let's remember Baba. Make sure your videos are on so Didi can see you. You can see Didi and take the stay from Didi while remembering Baba. Thank you.
कमल कुंड के ऊपर एक नगरी प्यारी प्यारी, स्नेह सुमन महकाए ये सुखदाई फुलवारी। कमल कुंड के ऊपर एक नगरी प्यारी प्यारी, स्नेह सुमन महकाए ये सुखदाई फुलवारी। शीतलता बरसाती परियां जब जब पंख हिलाए, हाँ जब जब पंख हिलाए, नूर नूर बिखराती जाए, पग पग झलक दिखाए, हाँ पग पग झलक दिखाए। झलक रहे सदा गुणों से निखारी, स्नेह सुमन महकाए ये सुखदाई फुलवारी। कमल कुंड के ऊपर एक नगरी प्यारी प्यारी।
सितारे
आनंद मगन मुस्काते चेहरे, खुशियों के फवारे,
क्यों खुशियों के फवारे।
मधुर रस से भरी नगरी ये सारी, स्नेह सुमन महकाए ये सुखदाई फुलवारी।
कमल कुंड के ऊपर एक नगरी प्यारी प्यारी,
स्नेह सुमन महकाए ये सुखदाई फुलवारी।
कमल कुंड के ऊपर एक नगरी प्यारी प्यारी।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.